Evgenia, your husband is in custody in Russia. For those who aren't familiar with his history with Russia, would you tell us briefly about his encounters with the Russian government? We know that there have been a couple of occasions in the past that he's actually escaped death at the hands of the Russian government. So tell us about his history and this situation briefly.
Mhm. My husband has been very outspoken against the current Russian government for many years, well, since Putin came to power, in fact. My husband has been advocating fiercely for the introduction of targeted personal sanctions about murderers and thieves in the Putin regime since 2010. His close colleague and friend, Boris Nemtsov, who worked with him on pushing for the introduction of such sanctions, paid the ultimate price for this advocacy. He was killed, he was shot on the Bolshoi-Moskvoreysky Bridge in Moscow in 2015. My husband was poisoned for the first time only a couple of months after Boris Nemtsov's murder. My husband learned how to walk again, how to hold a spoon. He took his cane and he went back to Russia. He was poisoned again in 2017. It happened again in Moscow. The same symptoms. He was again given a 5% chance of survival. He survived again against all odds. He learned to walk again. And he went back to Russia and he continued his work. Since the beginning of this war, a little less than 2 months ago, my husband has been very outspoken about Putin's army's hostilities in Ukraine. He has been raising this absolutely horrific topic on every platform available to him all over the world. And well, it seems that when you are getting such special treatment from the Russian government, it means that your work is actually getting noticed. It means that they know exactly who you are and what you do. I think they failed in their attempts to kill him. Now they want to imprison him to keep him away from his work. So that's the story.
So this latest situation seemed to be nothing, that they cooked up into something to arrest him. What was the circumstance for him being arrested this time?
Well, he was in Moscow, coming from an interview with CNN to his home in Moscow. He had driven up to the apartment building where he lives in Moscow. He parked his car. And he hadn't even had a chance to get out of his car when he noticed 5 policemen running towards his vehicle. They asked him to come out. He asked them to identify themselves. They refused to do that. They refused his right, denied him the right to call his attorney. They denied him his request to call his family to let us know that he was okay. He was dragged to a police van that was stationed nearby and took him to a police department in Moscow, Hamovniki, over there Hamovniki, where he was held overnight without access to his attorney. His attorney was able to join him on the next morning, and then the trial took place on the same day, April the 12th. Since then, well, the trial only took about half an hour, 45 minutes. Everything is done pretty quickly in Russia nowadays. In cases against opposition activists, it's like a very well-oiled machine that works, dispensing charges and sentences, and it's all done very quickly. So he was sentenced and transferred to the detention center. Horoshovo-Mnovniki detention center in Moscow, and he's been serving his 15-day jail sentence since then.
This whole thing was cooked up to possibly try to find some other way to keep him in detention beyond this 15-day period. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, absolutely. It is a definite possibility because it has happened before. on numerous occasions in other cases against opposition figures in Russia,